Hi guys, Deltosh here, just with a rather unusual installment. Call this one the 5 under the radar vanilla leveling tips for hunters. Alright, so as you know, classic servers are coming, and I myself, I'm very excited for this. Vanilla is my favorite version of the game, leveled on a lot of private servers, and while doing so I learned a lot of tricks, which you can do as well. So in this particular video, I'll go over some stuff you probably don't know, which I found out myself. If you're looking for general leveling tips, this video isn't for you. I don't want to make a tips video about macroing and add-ons, don't buy all skills, grind while moving, from HP, etc, etc. This has been done 1,000 times before. That I want to cover things that aren't talked about. Some of these give you a slight edge while leveling, while others have huge impact on your overall leveling speed. Alright, so the first thing I want to cover is your hunter talent investment once you reach level 10. So the general philosophy amongst hunters is that you want to level as beast mastery from the get-go, all the way to level 60. Now I want to challenge that claim and instead ask you to consider the following. So from level 10 to 25 you want to spec into primarily survival. At level 25 you want to spend that 1 gold for a reset, then level as beast mastery. As at 25 you will do the 5 out of 5 Unleashed Fury, which is basically the reason why you want to level as beast mastery. Of course, what we're looking to utilize here is the Savage Strikes, 20% crit on Raptor Strike, which becomes available to you at level 16. You have to realize how strong your Raptor Strike is at this low level. Level 16 your Raptor Strike ranks up. This talent combined with the default crit chance, you should have around 30% chance to crit with Raptor Strike. And in addition to this, if you're lucky enough to get your hands on some crazy two-handle, like for example the Witching Stave, then you'll see how powerful your melees are. So do you want to run as a melee hunter at low levels? Not exactly. What you want to do is you want to attack beam, like shown in this clip. Try always pulling at least 2 targets. Send your pet in and then tag them up onto you in melee range. Now you want to swing at your melee target and then with a bind or a macro, swap to the ranged target to shoot. You want to use the recovery time of your melee swing to shoot at a secondary target and vice versa. This will vastly increase your DPS output and therefore leveling speed. In leveling and in PvP, as a hunter you should always consider weaving in melee attacks. That's my first tip. Okay, so the next 2 tips are for Alliance only. There are 2 things you should be aware of for being low level on Alliance side. First off, at level 16, run to Stormwind and buy this weapon. No question, just buy it. It is the Fine Light Crossbow, sold from Murder Dweller in Stormwind's Trade District. And it is absolutely broken. The speed, DPS, and the fact that it has a static damage range, which I believe to be the only weapon in the game to have, is absolutely insane. The crossbow sells for about 36 silver and neutral reputation, so it is money well spent. Take a look at this weapon and compare it to high value rare gun Little Timmy's Pea Shooter. Unless you are a dwarf, I believe the Fine Light Crossbow to be the best weapon you can possibly get at this level. Also, as it is a common weapon, there's no bind on this, so when you're done using it you can trade it to an alt or if leveling hunter friend. Really get it. So the next tip for Alliance levelers is to kill every single Raider Flash Ripper you find while leveling in Westfall. This is an incredible way of earning gold at low level. These birds have a 100% chance of dropping Blind Weed, which actually vendors quite a bit. The only downside is that there are limited amounts of birds. They spawn in the fields just east of Sentinel Hill, and a small group of them can be found at the shoreline of Gold Coast Quarry. Take a look at the price comparing. So 2 of these Blindweed will vendor for a price of 7 silver and 50 copper, which is the equivalent of the vendor price of an uncommon main hand weapon. As you can see, you can quickly earn gold at server launch by doing this, and you will also have to consider that the value of 1 silver just after a server launch is vastly higher than normal. Next up is a general tip for physical damage dealers, which also applies to hunters. That is to grind low HP, low armor mobs. There are a few spots that are insane grinding locations, and this one shown here is the best area to level in the game for physical damage dealers. This area is packed with whelps that are low in HP and armor. Here you can see their health and armor values. So not only does the whelps drop quick as hell, they are located in a very desirable location where they're close but not too close to each other. They also have a chance of dropping a highly valuable pet that can be sold at the auction house. I myself have found this pet multiple times while leveling here.